Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chats. Marvellous Monday. Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are. If you think it's Get Rich Quick, you're in the wrong place. This is the wrong podcast. This is the wrong live for you. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Hope you're all awesome and well.
Good morning, team. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. If you're wondering sort of where on earth is he this morning, I have ventured down to Sydney. Why would I be in Sydney? Well, taking a night off. I'm going to the Origin tonight, so I am a New South Welshman at heart, so I thought I'd grab some tickets, come hopefully get the win. Let me know if there's any Queenslanders in the chat. Might get something going there, but we'll see how we go, team. So, all right, let me get myself set this morning, team. This morning, we're here to talk about the 3-step formula to understanding today's renter. And I'm wondering if you, as an investor, and all the landlords out there, are prepared. Now, excuse me, team, if there's a bit of noise in the background, I apologise. It might fit in with today's topic, but I am on top of a roof, basically, bearing this cold, and there's a bit of traffic going by. So, excuse the noise. But in the meantime, 3-step formula to understanding today's renter. What is that about? What do you guys need to know? What those 3 steps might be. At the end of the day, here on a Wednesday, we talk all things property management to keep you safe and make you wealthy. Today's a little bit about the make you wealthy part. We're going to try and deep dive into and try and find a solution or two for you guys as a truck roars by me. And hopefully we get a takeaway or two to maximize your rent. So, I'll just check who's online today. Kevin, good evening. Thanks for joining. Luke's here as well. Morning to you. And yes, Brendan, go the Blues. Yes, we are. Fingers crossed for tonight. Fingers crossed, that's for sure. I might, not sure I'll want to go back into the Queensland office if we don't get up this morning. So Bunty's here as well. Good to see Bunty and Alex. Thanks for joining, team, here on a Wednesday. Always super good to come on by. If you haven't sort of seen me around, team, my name's Cass, represent the property management team, and most of you guys know now we jump off the property management Wednesday. So today's topic, right? 3-step formula to understanding today's tenant. Why do I bring this up? Well, the number one thing at the moment, right, with renters, tenants that we're meeting out in the marketplace is affordability, right? Rents are rising. Stock is super low, very competitive marketplace. And over the last few weeks, last month, I've been just jumping out to open homes myself. Been having a look, what's going on in the marketplace, how many people are turning up. And more interestingly enough, what I was really keen to find out was, the topic of conversation. How are today's tenants feeling? What are they looking for? Are they finding it difficult in the marketplace? And, I wanted to get back on the ground and reassess where things were at, given the current marketplace and low vacancy rates. So some of the feedback I got, obviously the number one thing, team, you might know, is affordability, right? Rents are rising, cost of living is going up, all that sort of stuff, which we know. But what else are they saying? What else is today's tenant talking about? What challenges do they find? And what I found, working in this boutique development, high-end rents, we're talking 750, 800 a week plus. I'll share a Melbourne example in a moment. But it's not just the size of the rooms anymore, right? Back in the day, I've been doing this 13 years. I'd open a home, tenant would come in. Yep, my stuff fits. Cool. When can I move in? Next week. Fantastic. Boom. Away we go. Today, it's not just about that anymore. And I want to unpack that a little bit further with you guys today. Down in Melbourne, for anyone that knows, a suburb of Ivanhoe, new development, over 200 units across a couple buildings there in Ivanhoe. Linden and Arbor, it's called. We've got about 10 rentals in there. And what we found, and what we are finding, leasing through that is this building in Ivanhoe has never been seen before in Australia, right? Up to 30 different amenities, facilities, all these cool things in the building that today's tenant can use and enjoy, relax in, all that sort of stuff, right? What does that look like? Well, there's games rooms, there's poker rooms, there's bars, there's work from home and boardrooms, right? There's kids play centers. There's looks so cool. I want to join, right? Golf simulators, cinema rooms, you name it. This building's got it. And I thought to myself, well, hang on, how much more rent can we get out of this particular complex or building compared to others? And the question, I guess, why do I share this today? Well, when you guys are in that purchase mode, when you're potentially considering upgrades on your purchase, or whether you've had a property for 10 years and it may be looking a little bit tired and you're considering some, cosmetic renovations, we need to understand what, what do you guys want to look out for, right, to meet the demand of today's tenant? Luke's jumped in the chat here. Security and amenities. Yeah, it's high on the agenda of today's tenant. How do we work out what the ROI, what our return on investment is if we put some funds towards, some cosmetic renovations? What is our ROI if we add ducted air conditioning? What is our ROI if we make the place more secure and comfortable for today's tenant, right? Is that what the tenant of today wants? Bit of a tongue twister. You guys might know, I talk a lot about the marketing side of things. It's something I think in property management's done really poorly, right? And I think, it's a simple, effective strategy to implement into your next leasing campaign, right, to maximize your results. And what we talk about there is hanging out where the tenants are, right, being in the right portals, etc. What else do we talk about marketing side of things with rental properties? Well, we talk about giving the tenant everything that they want to see, removing the friction. What does that look like? Well, give them the floor plan. Tell them how big the rooms are. Give them the virtual tour. Let them see that property on a Sunday night when maybe I'm not working at that particular time, right? Give them the price. Give them when the next inspection is, right? Removing all the friction to make life easier, right? We get the property rented faster. So this is no different. This concept is no different. This three-step formula is no different in my world. If we understand the tenant of today, you guys as the landlords, as the investors, can be better prepared ultimately to maximize your revenue, which I'm pretty sure we all want to do, right? So, cost of the wrong tenant, right? As we've been highlighting over Wealth Coffee Chats here on a Wednesday morning for a little while now, can cost you guys what? $2,000, $3,000. In one example I shared a few months back, like up to $18,000, right? Not something that we want to do, team. Definitely not. And when you come back to this three-step formula, what we are looking at is a couple of key things. Number one, you know where your property is, consider location, okay? So we know where our property is, right? Let's understand in that section there, who is actually living in this suburb, who is actually living in this area, right? We want to understand, first and foremost, who our tenant profiles are. How do we find that out? Well, you guys might know, for those that part of the Six Star team with your coaches, there's a website called Microburbs. You can jump on that. Tells you all sorts of cool things about demographics, gives you some intel into average income levels, household income levels, gives you an idea of what they do for work. All this sort of data, really cool to understand. Because sometimes, team, we might want to achieve $800 a week in rent, but maybe the average income, in that suburb doesn't sort of allow for that, and therefore maybe the formula isn't going to work out. So number one, you want to understand tenant profiles in the marketplace, right? Understand who they are, what they do, what they earn. It's going to help you prepare a property to maximize your rent. Step 2, once we do understand those profiles, right? And I don't have my iPad today, team, so hopefully everyone's taking some notes. And if I'm moving around, team, it's really cold in Sydney. I was telling Warren before, I was like, I'm not sure how long it will last this morning. It's super, super cold, team, so bear with me. But number 2, once we understand the tenant profiles, what are these groups of people after? What are they looking for in a rental property? Luke said before, they want to feel secure, right? So does your property provide a secure home? If it doesn't, let's fix that gap. Number 2, what amenities does it have? Sam talks about third place, that sort of things, parks and whatnot. What is its proximity to those things? Does the tenant of today in that area, are they after a really functional floor plan, right? If the answer is yes, what does that look like? What does functional floor plan mean? Do they want, I'll give you guys an example. Property we just recently rented, it generally attracts professional singles, couples, and a lot of the time these guys work long hours. They don't have a lot of time. So if I've got a property that has a lot of maintenance, they're potentially not going to want to rent that. They might look at other options. So how can I turn that property into a low maintenance property, right? What do those things look like? Tenants want to feel comfortable, right? The longer the tenant is in your property, team, the less wear and tear, the more revenue you are going to make, right? And that's what it's about. It's keeping you safe, making you wealthy. The third thing, team, is solution-based, right? So we understand our tenant profile, right? Now we're going to work out what do these people want, right? Now we're going to assess our own property. Let's deliver a property to what they are after, to what they are looking for. Just like we explained in recent sort of times around marketing, excuse the noise, someone's in need. So, in that space, team, it's about, again, giving you guys an example of, okay, if our property is in a position where there are professional singles and couples, or there are student-based, because probably is the example I can give you, we might understand and we might determine that a lot of times there might be opportunity for these guys in the sense that they might want furnished properties. And in that case, do we, as an investor, need to look at a furniture package, right? We need to understand what type of furniture they want. Do we want the corporate look? Do we want a more chilled out look? Do we want a budget look, right? Fit the demand of today's tenant to then understand how we're going to actually get that return on investment. Some pretty cool results. Lately I know one in South Brisbane, I think we spent about 25, 30 grand on furniture. Rents went up, $100 a week, I think it was, off rough figures, extra $5 grand gross a year. Return on investment's pretty healthy, right? When you look at that. So there's these examples out in the marketplace, something I'm pretty excited and having a look at, talking to a few people around this, because I feel like there's opportunity for us as investors to, certainly maximize our revenue, team. So, it's all these things, team. It's understanding, number one, your property management team need to first and foremost help you understand who the tenant profile is, right? All those things we just spoke about, right? Then we want to understand what are those people, what are those groups of people after, right? And then the third thing, do an assessment. Do we have the property to fit that criteria? If we do, fantastic. You should see your rents being maximized. In which case you're in an awesome position, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are. But in the case you are not, then maybe we need to find out, how to close the gap in that space. So, sort of pop any questions in the chat, team, if that's making sense. If I'm not making sense, maybe I'm talking too quick because I'm too cold. Might be something around that. But team, for this morning, there's lots of things that you guys can look at, obviously in that sort of space. What I would ask, team, for you guys, I've had a few people reach out lately, and maybe you guys can sort of help me. I'm sort of looking for maybe one or two Wealth Coffee Chat listeners to maybe come have a conversation with me. I really want to try and unpack this 3-step formula and maybe put it to practice. So if anyone's interested, it costs you nothing. It's just a call, just a meeting. I'd really love to try and put this formula to the test. I'm just looking for anyone. If you've got an older home that maybe needs some renovation work, or maybe you're in a position where you feel your tenant demographic might might pay top dollar for furnished property. Would love to hear from you. I'm really looking for a couple of clients there to a couple of listeners for me to sort of have a crack at and look at that. That'd be really cool to sort of see, just to get some more case studies to work out, and implement this formula. So, team, I hope that helps today. I'm running short on time somehow. Thought I was going to be a lot shorter than I am today, but there you go. Team, always on a Wednesday morning, we say, get your 6-star team involved. Have someone get a professional team, and these things will obviously help you win. So, team, that's it for a Wednesday morning. Property Management Wednesdays, keeping you safe, making you wealthy. That's me for today. Don't forget, tomorrow, tune in, same time, 8:10. Jason's back tomorrow, and don't forget Finance Fridays with Brad. So, I might leave it there, team. Appreciate you all showing up. Yes, Brendan, go the Blues. Let's do it tonight. Catch your team.
Episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6-star team here at positivementor.com.au.